We are in the third week of Preda-tember, and with the third week, we are diving into the latest endeavor of the Predator series. We're talking about the Predator, the Shane Black rendition of Predator. How does this hold up? Is it going to be a Lethal Weapon-esque like a good time? Well, we may be too old for this shit while we talk about Predator on a very special review. Hey, Troy.
Yeah?
How do you circumcise a homeless man?
How? Please.
I feel bad making fun of Mrs. P that way. I'm
Good.
sorry.
Good, you prick. Hey, welcome to the review show. We're two small town dudes. And today, a big city boy.
Ooh. Big city.
Give you our big dumb opinions. And today we are going over The Predator. I'm short of the max extreme. I should have fucking did that the other way around.
I'm what's that guy named after a state in the movie?
Montana.
Nebraska?
I'll be Nebraska or Montana. I'll be South Dakota.
Sweet.
It's alright, I got old Mount Rushmore in me.
That's right. And the Badlands.
Oh shit, yeah.
Fuck.
And Deadwood.
Oh, man.
Taking a lot of family vacations to South Dakota for some reason.
Aces and eights.
We are also joined by GHD himself up in the studio live.
Live!
We're live here.
We're live, baby!
To tape.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, you're very welcome, Dave.
I'm a little perturbed I wasn't invited for the initial Preda-tember kickoff.
Yeah.
Even more perturbed because when I found out I wasn't invited, you already recorded, and I'm like, well, did you say that it was me and my dad's favorite movie? And you're like, yeah, somewhere at the end. So I listened to this show, waited till the end. I was like, maybe throws it on at the end. Yeah, it's not on there, Troy.
Yeah.
And then I messaged you about it, and you're like, oh yeah, I was gonna do it. I couldn't remember if I did or not. Well, to set the record straight, you didn't.
Great.
So I'm here to say that the original Predator, me and my dad's favorite movie together.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna leave. So I'll see you guys later.
See you later.
Thanks for having me.
It was good seeing you, Dave.
Yep, always a pleasure.
You
Good
made
seeing
the
ya.
drive to get that off your chest. I
Good
really
seeing ya.
appreciate the
White knuckled it. It was that weird, just moist drive
Yeah.
where I
Good.
had to have the wipers on, but it was.
So that's why you were pacing when I walked in here.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of fervor coming out
Yeah.
of this guy over here.
Yeah, I've exhausted myself, so I'm gonna be pretty quiet the rest of the night, guys.
Why don't you take a snooze
Play
in
us,
the chair?
play
You're
us
sitting in
off.
the corner being, I can do this. You can do this, Dave. You can do this. He needs to hear it from you.
So we are talking about the newest Predator today.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Great.
Got it.
Great.
I'll just chime in with thoughts and facts about the original, if you don't mind.
So if you haven't seen it, race out the theaters while listening to the show, then listen.
Yeah.
And then we'll watch the
We'll
movie.
try to kill 2 hours of content
Yeah.
while you watch the movie, and then by the time you walk out, then we'll be on the movie.
That's right. I mean, that's how
gonna-
podcasts work.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna talk for 2 hours before. So this is gonna be a 3.5 hour long.
God.
It'll end with Troy walking in the doors of his workplace.
Yeah, we're gonna sing our news, so we elongate every word.
All this sounds terrible. Not gonna lie. Awful. But let's say something wasn't awful, JT. Let's say some of the news
Okay.
wouldn't be so awful.
So you're saying there was some good news?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Not sure where you were going with that one.
I really wrote myself into a corner with all this. I wrote all my segues
Yeah,
down
but
and try to get them in.
You have
No.
pressure to deliver good news now.
All right, good news. Roseanne's gonna die.
Oh, Jesus!
That's an appropriate segue.
What? So the Connors, the Roseanne spin-off show, is going to kill off Roseanne to her being an opioid addict, and she will die from her overdose.
Man, if only Trump's war on the opioids would have
I know.
would have went through.
Who knows? Yeah. if you didn't watch the Roseanne relaunch of this last year, which that's okay if you didn't, I caught the pilot up to see what all the hoopspa was, the hoopla, and she does have like a bad knee, so she's like on pain pills like the first ep. And apparently later on in the season becomes an issue, and then she tweeted, and then they canceled the show, but they still want to do the show, only without her, so now she's going to be dead.
Is that the new trend for outcast actors? Like, didn't Kevin Spacey get killed in House of Cards?
Yeah, I think you did.
I think they're at least
We got one more
to
in
it,
us, but not with you.
I know they're only doing one more season too. It's weird.
Well, they could have stopped.
Should we create a Deadpool with actors that we think are most likely to fall into some sort of horrible...
Yeah. Let's do a character Deadpool where we try. Okay, who's T.J. Miller playing that needs to be killed off?
Well, he was in Deadpool.
Technically, he hasn't died in Silicon Valley yet. He's just smoking opium in the mountains.
Oh, there we go. Well,
so he'll probably have a
play Roseanne.
Yeah.
There you have it. Isn't it like T.J. Miller now on an upswing a little bit?
Probably.
They forgave him?
I mean, he didn't really...
I mean, how can you hate that face?
He did. I could. I guess his wasn't as bad, was it? Didn't he just want to fight somebody
Oh,
on
now
a
you're
train?
justifying them, huh, Troy?
No, didn't he just want to fight somebody on a train? What was it?
Well, there was that, but there's also like
I
some.
think that was just a Liam Neeson movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Train fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next to Wolf
Sequel
fight.
to Wolf
Yep.
Punch.
yeah. What was it?
I know there was like some unwanted
wasn't it
coming on tos.
Wasn't it
I
something
think.
like when they were in college or something?
I don't
Somebody came
know.
out. Anyway, that's not really interesting.
No.
Yeah.
See.
We always know that the show always takes really good strides when we start talking about sexual.
yeah. All those kind of things.
Yeah, those things always go over so well.
Speaking of sexual, JT.
What?
Roseanne.
Hot new hustler spread. Roseanne. No.
Oh Jesus.
The latest issue of Batman Damned,
First issue.
the first
Yeah.
issue,
First
and the latest,
yeah.
had a bit of hot action in it, where it was the first comic ever to explore the length and girth of Bruce Wayne's dick.
Yeah.
Showed you the pics as you came in.
You
Dave,
did? That was what I was greeted to when I walked in here.
It's gonna be an interesting thrill ride if that's what we got for the first issue. I think.
Where do you go
Yeah.
from there?
Asshole
Down
maybe?
the bat hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't wait for the issue where he spreads his asshole.
Farts on Mr. Freeze's helmet. Fogs it up.
Put the smiley face in it and then punches
Yeah.
him.
I want to explore the genitalia of other Batman characters.
Right? Yeah. What does Penguin's chode look like?
I think we just heard what Donald Trump's look like. I'm sure it's
Oh,
comparable.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's very true. A lot
man.
of dicks in the news this week, so that's good. At least two of them anyway.
Yeah.
So
Very penis-filled week of news.
I don't want to go too far into this because me and Dave are gonna do something special on this just right after this.
Bruce Wayne's
Hop
dick.
on that Bruce Wayne dick
Yeah,
train.
that's right. That's right. Hop on that bad boy. But yeah, check out the latest Batman Damned and first Batman Damned issue.
And then check out our episode on it.
Yeah, check out our rep. If you buy the digital version, it is censored, so you got to go buy it in print. Get you back in
Like
the
our forefathers.
Yeah, that's
Why?
right.
Looked at dick pics.
Yeah, you got to buy the mag.
Illustrated magazines.
Everyone knows the printed word is now 18 and over, so
That's right.
this is the kind of world we're living in.
Still living in the Batman world, JT. Did you see that Joaquin Phoenix had set photos of the Joker up? And they show absolutely nothing?
I thought he was
Yeah.
just playing Jim Carrey.
I thought he looked like the guy from, fuck. Now I've totally... No Country for Old Men's, brother. Lamer brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of, that cattle gun, he just had, a potato gun or whatever.
Yeah. He looked like Carrot Top's less successful brother, Brown Top.
Yeah. So, why would you, these are supposed to be like leaked photos, right?
Yeah.
Like they are high def photos.
Yeah.
One of them is just him like posing like a character shot.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, they hired a special photographer and hoped they didn't get out. It's like, okay, pose. Okay, you're angry. Oh God, I hope these don't get out to the public.
Isn't New York Comic Con coming up in like 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Hopefully they maybe jokerize those a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
In prep. Who knows? Seems like a weird time to release next to nothing.
Yeah, no
To
kidding.
release just a picture of a thinner, longer-haired Joaquin Phoenix.
He's like lost enough weight where he looks pretty old, I think. So it's like a weird.
The last movie I saw him in was You Were Never Really Here.
Yeah.
And he's like heavy and bearded.
Uh-huh.
So it's
Yeah.
like a complete change for him in a pretty short time.
Maybe they wanted to put something out so you guys still remembered, like I'm saying,
happening?
Yeah, like it's still going on.
It's all I've heard about.
That's all that I've heard about
Yeah.
too, but you haven't seen anything from it yet,
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, it is actually happening. This is one of the DC movies that is actually going behind the camera.
Oh, weird. Another movie coming up, JT. Venom has official rating of PG-13.
All right.
As a surprise to pretty much no one, it eventually recanted on it's going to be a hard R release, and now it's
Yep.
only PG-13.
They realized that maybe no one's gonna see this.
Yeah.
It's for the kids.
Which begs everyone to ask, when's that director's cut, obviously? When's that Snyder cut of Venom going to come out? So that... I think they've already teased that there's going to be a director's cut to come out to home release already.
If the movie comes out in a couple weeks and they're just now putting the PG-13 rating on it and they shot it with the intention of it possibly being R, there's got to be a ton of R-rated footage somewhere out there.
I wonder if it's just going to be the PG-13 where they just shy away from the violence.
I don't know.
Because even in one of the trailers I saw when I went to go see Predator, it looks like he tries to bite a guy's head off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, they're not going to show it if it's PG-13.
Right.
So that would be the one thing where they're just like, we're just going to cut away really quick.
I hope it's like the BVS director's cut, where it's just they just throw a bunch of digital blood on it.
Was that what they did for BVS?
Yeah.
Did that for Wolverine too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
they did.
Wolverine, but I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, the Wolverine was pretty good. BVS, not so much. Not all the time.
I had a good time with it.
Yeah, well, you did.
guys, come on.
But that's all the news I got, JT.
Save our fighting for the Predator.
Mhm.
I scoured the internet to try to find something that was interesting, and that's the best I got for news.
I'm ready to dig
That's
into the
everything?
trailers. Can we talk about trailers, guys?
I know there's trailers.
We got trailers.
Got lots of trailers.
Pump
Can I
your
just
brakes
can I just sneak one in here right now?
No, you can't, David.
Come
We got
on.
a whole thing for it.
We got a
theme
big
and
thing
everything.
for it.
Oh shit!
Got a
Just
whole
sing it
thing.
quick. I'm just gonna go in. I'm just
got
gonna
a whole
just play
thing.
me in.
It'll take too long. The
It'll be
theme
too
is
long.
too long.
Oh shit!
It'll be too damn long.
All right, I'm gonna go. So trailers.
Yeah, hold on. I'll just talk about the Emmys. Fuck it.
All right.
The Emmys came out
Yeah?
this past week.
They do any good trailers on the Emmys?
They had some good trailers on the Emmys. I think Game of Thrones won for best drama.
Has there been a
and-
Game of Thrones since the last Emmys?
Well, I think these Emmys count for the year before. So 2017, that was when they had their last season.
I can't keep track.
Hasn't it been over a year since there's been a Game of Thrones though? I don't know.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I don't care. Why am I holding up
think-
the trailers here?
That's a good point.
But yeah, Game of Thrones won for best drama. Best comedy, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
I heard that Amazon
really good.
app just keeps spamming me that won an Emmy.
Yeah, I bet they do. I bet it's just constantly messaging you. Did you watch it yet?
Yeah, I got 3 alerts today that it won an
watch it?
Emmy, and I just was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll never watch it." Get out
Troy,
of
it's
here.
come to our attention you haven't watched it yet. Are you watching it now?
Get out of here.
Last Week Tonight won for best variety talk series.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, there was the only other things I want to bring up is they had some really good they had some awesome wins for Barry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
that's on my list to watch.
yeah, Henry Winkler won for best supporting, and God damn it, what's his name?
Barry.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill Hader. Bill Hader won for Best Actor in it.
Nice.
Cool.
And it's a really good show. I highly suggest anyone out there check it out.
I know you're all up on my case to check it out, and I haven't done it yet, but
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
choices,
fantastic.
Or
Yeah. Amazon.
it's
One of them-
nasal, first of all.
Yeah, Amazon's gonna pull a gun on you.
What are you gonna watch with that?
you gonna watch
Miss
it?
Mabel. Yeah.
watch that one. I bet it's good.
Just slowly.
We're talking about Predator yet, guys?
Hey,
I've got so much to say about Dutch.
George, you watch that Mary Maybelline? But that's all I'll bring up for trailers, or that's all I'll bring up for news because I know Dave is up on trailers. Let's do for. It's done.
Oh, done. Oh, great.
It's done.
It's done. There we go. That's our theme for it.
Oh, I like it.
Before we get to the one that I know Dave wants to talk about, I have another one.
Oh.
They put out a trailer for a movie with John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan.
Wait a minute, we're not on trailers yet. you heed by your own rules.
We are on
It's all right,
trailers.
go ahead. Oh,
It's
we
done.
are?
Yeah, we're on trailers.
Did you do the theme?
Yeah.
That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, we just
I'm
say it's
fucking
done.
with you.
Oh man. Really?
Yes, that's it.
All right.
All right.
It's done.
Done.
They put out a trailer
What?
for. They put out a trailer for a John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan movie about Laurel and Hardy
Yeah.
called Stan and Ollie.
I am really looking forward to this movie, actually.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my dad introduced all of my brothers and I to Laurel and Hardy, and we ate it up. Like, I still think the physical comedy in that still is hilarious. And the way they treat each other like shit. And I love it. It never gets old. Like, it feels timeless, even though it's, like, in the 20s or whatever it is. And, like, their impersonations of both Stan and Ollie are, like, spot on. And I've heard that this is also going to be, like, more of, like, a kind of a biopic about their life on, like, kind of how they fell out after they made a bunch
Yeah,
of
it looks
their
like it's
movies
the
and
later
stuff.
part of their career where they just kind of met up after they've been separated for a long time.
Yeah, so I don't know much about that story, so
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. I know John C. Reilly, I heard that he was really going to throw himself into this role, and it looks like he did.
Yeah.
And that, hopefully he didn't have to gain all that
I know.
weight.
I'm hoping part of that's makeup because he is very heavy looking.
Yeah, yes. But yeah, looks really good. I'm looking forward to this a lot. This is actually, my brother, Dinosaur Neil, actually sent me this trailer before he even knew that Captain Marvel one was out the same day. That's how excited he is for it.
Halloween costume, Troy?
Oh,
You guys?
maybe. I think the little Hitler mustache one.
Not enough people are going to know Laurel and Hardy. They're just going to
He says Fat Hitler!
Yeah. What are you guys, Fat Hitler and Skinny Hitler? Well, that's all for trailers, so I'm going to dive into the review, turn random movie.
Yeah, do you have anything else?
No,
Did you see
that's
the-
it. That's a.
Did you see the Mary Poppins trailer?
I
They had a new one?
did not decide
didn't
to
watch
not
it
watch
either.
Mary
that.
Poppins Returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great
Scott
if it was
Lynn!
like a secret backdoor sequel to Guardians of the Galaxy? Yondu coming back from the
Hell
dead.
yeah. That would be pretty
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
You all? I don't know why she's got
proper.
that accent.
It's proper.
But yeah, okay, so the Captain Marvel trailer came out yet, right?
Yeah. Y'all.
I didn't see the Mary Poppins one either.
Nah,
Just giving you shit. Just giving you shit. What do you guys all think of the Captain Marvel trailer?
it was a solid trailer.
I liked it a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
It won me over with that blockbuster right off the bat.
Oh, I was going to ask you about the
That was
blockbuster
great.
thing. Yeah, I really like the way it plays with all the different time periods in her life, and that like the trailer's even good that it's got like, and it would just keep flashing back to other things, even like
Yeah.
the knocking on the glass to the same beat from good old Nick Fury.
Yeah. It
was
looked
really
like
good.
a good Green Lantern movie.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about the whole history of Captain Marvel, so the trailer made me interested because they definitely left a lot of things making you question what's going on. Where it's like, is she from space? Did she grow up on Earth?
I don't really
Like-
know what all they're keeping canon from the books either.
Yeah, she's got a pretty, I don't want to say convoluted, but like,
Kooky.
yeah, nobody really knows or cares. They just they like her
Yeah.
as is.
Yeah.
Kind of like Wonder Woman. They just have like a weird backstory that
Right.
the less that's said, the better.
Right.
Yeah.
They need to streamline it a bit, so this will probably be like her official origin going
Yeah.
forward.
I would assume so.
Like because they make it seem like she came from outer space, but then they also make it seem like she had a history on Earth.
yeah.
So then it's like, is it both? Was she brainwashed to think that she grew up on Earth?
I'm guessing it's more that she was like captured by aliens or whatever, done experiments too, and then she's kind of repressing her Earth memories, maybe?
Or maybe it's the alien DNA is forcing all of her earthiness out of her
Yeah.
through her pores. I don't know.
It looks cool, though. We get to see the Skrulls for the first time.
Yeah.
And I bet you we'll see a lot of them going forward, because they could just kind of like retroactively put them in everything
Right.
going forward, because they're shapeshifters.
I'm assuming that's why Captain Marvel punches that old lady on the bus.
No, she's just a bitch.
Yeah, she was.
Took
Yeah.
her seat.
Yep.
She looks down at the
Wouldn't
lady.
share
after
her Werther's originals.
looks down at the lady, and the lady's like, "Move your feet, lose your seat." And then she just fucking
Yep.
decks her in her old face,
Yeah.
kills her right
Honestly,
there.
she's just doing what we all want to do.
Yes.
It's like, I don't give a shit if you're 70. My feet hurt too.
Knit yourself a body cast, you old bag.
Yeah.
And Jude Law plays the original Captain Marvel in this too, right?
As far as I know, yeah.
And then I've heard, I think Kevin Feige has gone on record as saying that this is kind of ushering in a potential Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan.
Oh, really?
So it's kind of cool that her whole story is very like legacy oriented.
Yeah, and that's only pretty recent. So I know Kamala Khan caught on really. That was hard to say.
Kamala Khan caught on.
Caught on really quickly.
Well, she's the one of the first Muslim American superhero heroines.
Yeah.
Heroines.
So yeah, but that'd be a good way to usher in like the next few phases of Marvel too, to get somebody interested in that to keep going after Avengers 4 even.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
Get a Miles Morales in there.
Oh yeah, he's getting in.
The only
Testing
thing,
the waters with Spider-Verse.
yeah. The only thing is that like her like little group looks like the Nova Corps, kind of.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to like. I can see people getting that confused. Like, weren't they blown up? Am I paying too close of attention to any of this stuff? I
Well,
don't
this
know.
is in the 90s, so they weren't yet.
But the Nova, you don't know. The Nova Corps could have been around in the 90s.
No,
Why
they
not?
would be.
Yeah.
So that's why they're there.
But they're not the Nova Corps, though.
Whatever.
Why wouldn't they be the Nova Corps?
Because I already know they're called something else, like the Starbound or something like that.
Nerd alert.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck me, right?
Why don't you go put some tape on your glasses?
Coming from the only person wearing glass in this room.
Oh, I'm sorry, Troy. Did I hurt your little pocket protector over there? Meh. Meh. Excuse me.
Actually.
Are we in trailers yet, guys?
Yeah.
Can I
What
do
you
a
got?
trailer?
Yeah, what do you got?
I got one here. The Apostle.
Oh,
Anybody?
God. Like Peter?
Yes, Paul actually.
Oh, gosh.
Well, pre-Paul days, it was only Saul.
PKP?
Yeah. No, you don't know The Apostle? Netflix original.
Yeah.
Hit Netflix October 12th. Directed by Gareth Evans, the man who brought us The Raid and The Raid 2.
Oh, wow.
And it is like this kind of weird 17th century horror flick that looks really grisly. Dan Stevens from Legion is the main character. He goes to
Okay.
like this cult out in the woods, and there's awful murders and weirdness and witchcraft and sorcery
Murders
going on.
afoot. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of liking the sounds of all of
It
this.
Yeah,
looks
me too.
great.
You said it was
great.
a series?
No, it's a movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. Netflix movies are kind of hit and miss.
You
This one will
always
be
say
good, though.
that. They have good ones, though.
Percentage, I'm in the right here. Percentage of movies that are good are
Here's
low.
another good Netflix one. It's
All right.
called, I think it's called Into the Dark.
Okay.
It's by the director of Green Room.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's. Did you talk about this one already?
Nope.
This is like a
No.
week ago. This trailer came out.
No,
But,
we didn't talk about this.
It's about this woman whose son is like taken away by wolves. So she calls in this hunter to
Liam
get him
Neeson?
back.
Oh my gosh.
No, he's
Is it
not.
Willem Dafoe?
No, I wish. But I guess you find out very early on that I don't think it was the wolves that did it. It's a mom, and there's some kind of sorcery, witchcraft,
Oh, God.
all kinds
Gosh,
of awful
spooky.
stuff going on. But that's another straight to Netflix from a great indie director.
Dave's all about the Netflix occult tonight.
I am, and just to round it out, Sabrina,
my
The
God.
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina,
Yeah?
looks great.
Teenage
you watch
Witch?
that one? Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
It is like straight up 70s horror. It looks
Is that a CW thing, though?
no, it's a Netflix thing.
Oh, I thought they were doing a Sabrina thing on CW, too.
It's by the writer of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina comic,
Oh, cool.
which takes place in the 70s, and it's during full-on satanic witchcraft.
Nice. All right.
Like the trailer features a goat-headed person walking into a seance. It looks amazing.
All right. I'll have to check all these out then.
Yeah, and one more for you for the road.
Oh, my.
Told you I was coming swinging.
Netflix occult?
Yes. From
How did I
Mike
guess?
Flanagan, who did Hush. the one
Oh,
you liked.
nice.
He did Gerald's Game,
Gosh, this must
and
be
it's
all
an
for...
adaptation of Shirley Jackson's Haunting of Hill House. It's
Oh,
like
wow.
a 10-part miniseries.
Oh,
coming to
yeah, I
Netflix.
saw that. Yeah, I saw that they were coming out with that.
I think they just put out the trailer today, and it looks horrifying. Like, sad and horrifying.
Oh, boy.
Looks great.
Man, Netflix is getting geared up
Go.
for Halloween.
Shit.
Getting their costumes on. And they're real spooky.
I'd be too scared. So that's you really. We're
I
really
came
lying.
prepared.
You just wanted to do trailers.
I just wanted
Yeah,
just
do the
chomping at the
trailers.
bit.
Just
Yep.
drop more shit than we usually do.
Yeah.
My
Dropped
goodness.
a lot of shit.
Well, I guess that does it for the trailers.
Yep.
JT, you want to get into the tourney?
Well, the review turn random movies. It's kicking into high gear, Troy.
Great.
We know you're a big fan so far.
So far,
We got last week. It was shit. What was it?
the one that was.
Oh, Neverending Story and Street Fighter.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
And
Sign me up for both.
Troy, did you see you won?
I didn't see you one.
It was in fact Street Fighter.
That's the one I
Has
voted
moved
for.
on.
Me
Street
too.
Fighter. So far, Street Fighter and the Meg are in this tournament so far.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
So we got two more in this tournament. We've got a remake from 2016, a remake of a classic film,
Okay.
and we've got a movie from 1996 that's one of the quintessential 90s films.
Okay.
The tagline from the one from 2016, Justice Has a Number.
2016 remake of a classic.
Batman. Batman Returns.
I have no idea. I was going to make a joke and just say Slevin, but that's not it.
Well, you're close, Troy, because it's the
Oh.
magnificent
Slevin.
7.
Sweet. Sweet. Okay.
The Magnificent
All right.
7, old Denzel.
I've wanted to see that. I actually heard it was okay.
I actually went to go see it. I didn't hate it. Like I don't think I liked it as much as I wanted, but I thought it was decent.
All right,
It scratched an itch for a bit of a Western romp.
there you go.
Yeah.
Love a good romp.
Yeah, me too.
As I've
There you
gotten
go.
older, I've enjoed more romps. Because I know I have less time left. You gotta romp it up.
Yeah, that's right.
Romp it and stomp it.
So we got a romp in there at least.
All right.
Got a good romp. And the next film from 1996, everybody loved him. Everybody disappeared. This tagline is so weird for this movie.
Everybody loved him. Everybody disappeared.
It is the most. That's the saddest tagline for a movie that doesn't look like a drama at all.
From 90s. I have no fucking clue.
And it's a quintessential 90s movie.
Yeah.
Clueless.
No, it is.
Scream.
Show me the money. It's Jerry Maguire.
What?
What's that tagline again?
Everybody loved him. Everybody disappeared.
Says more about Tom Cruise's career than anything.
That's a terrible tagline.
I know.
Is it about the rapture?
Yeah.
I must have not seen the
yeah.
same Jerry Maguire.
Spoiler alert: the world ends at the end of Jerry Maguire.
All right.
So there you go, the Magnificent Seven versus Jerry Maguire.
All right. Okay. I think these two movies, more than the last few, in my mind, are more on the level, like
Okay.
level with each other, and not just like a simple like blow out of the water kind of type scenario. Was like the last. What it was the percentages of the last.
Street Fighter beat it pretty
High margin.
handedly.
Okay.
Both good in their own way.
I've never
Yeah.
seen a Never-Ending Story.
I saw it once as an adult, and I was like, it's quaint.
Was there a dog dragon?
Of course there was.
All
And
right.
a
Of
stony
course.
man.
Oh, a Stony Man.
Yeah, Stony Man, and then a depressing scene involving a horse.
Oh, God, yeah.
Right?
Artax or something
Yeah,
like that?
Artex.
Drowns in, like, the swamp of sadness.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Well, now it got ruined for Troy.
It's rough.
Fucking
Yeah, you get to
nerds
watch
over
you get to watch a horse drown in a swamp.
I'm gonna watch shit. It didn't win.
Artex, be happy.
I'm drowning, bitch!
Yeah. I ain't happy, motherfucker. I'm drowning.
Memorable quote from
Yeah.
Never-Ending Story. I'm
Yeah.
drowning, bitch.
I want to recut the Artex drowning scene with Artex given dialogue. Why don't you get stronger, motherfucker? Pull me out the swamp.
Oh, I love it. Never seen it, but I love it. Yeah. All right, sweet deal. Anything else before we get into the hot topic of the eve?
No.
Great. Well, that means we're on to the main event of the evening, The Predator, dropping September 14th, 2018 in the US of A, with a budget of $88 million domestically as of the 18th of this month. Whatever month you're listening to, on the 18th, it's made domestically $29 million.
Got a ways to go.
And worldwide, $64.7 million.
It's got
Budget $88 million.
I don't think they're going to
Remind
invite
me.
him back.
Got a ways to go.
Rotten Tomatoes has this film at a 34%. Actually, it's gone up since the last time I checked.
Hey.
By 1%. IMDb has it at a 6.1 out of 10. And MadWolf.com
Oh, I'm angry.
gives it 3 out of 5 stars. 3 out of 5 stars.
Hire me. That's your catchphrase.
Woo! I'm angry. Put that on his fucking tagline.
But they all disappeared.
Dave,
Yeah.
what happened in Shane Black's The Predator 2018?
I'm going to set it up by giving you a lengthy overview of my thoughts on the original Predator
All
and
right.
how it affected me
Okay.
emotionally.
Go for it.
No. What happens in Shane Black's The Predator?
Uh-huh.
Well, there's a sniper, military type, who is on some sort of mission with his crew, who he speaks very highly of, even though you don't really see them, and they're killed off instantaneously.
Yep.
Predator lands, chops up some people, but then gets injured, and he's taken to like a government facility. Boyd Holbrook, I can't remember his name in the movie. That's the actor.
McKenna. is his
McKenna.
last name.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
it.
IMDb the names.
Sweet.
It's McKenna. It's all right, Joel. It's McKenna. He's
Still, there's a lot of people I don't know the names of.
He's basically shipped to a crazy house. Well, a bus to the crazy house, crazy train, if you will.
Ooh.
They kind of insinuate that it's
Going
a
off the
bus
rails.
full of military people that are going to get lobotomies.
If they're all going to the same place, you would think so, right?
Yeah,
What
because
else
they
are gonna
say
do with
that
them?
they say that they're going to give them lobotomies, and it's like, what are these guys? What? Aren't lobotomies like not a thing anymore?
There's so many little things that we can talk about, but just to give you a general overview,
Yeah.
he befriends a group of army guys all suffering from like PTSD,
Uh-huh.
and the Predator escapes, goes on the run from a super Predator who's after it, and they all have to discover the true meaning of friendship and working together to defeat the super Predator, befriend some Predator dogs,
Oh.
and ultimately show everybody that autism is the real superpower.
Oh, no! Yeah, there you go. That's a Predator.
That's
pretty
it.
much in a nutshell. I'm confused at what I think about this movie.
I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I left this movie really enjoying it. And then I listened to the Weekly Planet podcast,
Yeah.
where they just ripped it to shreds.
Yeah.
And I couldn't disagree with a single thing they
I
said,
couldn't-
even though I enjoyed it.
I couldn't either. Like, I listened to their show before I even saw it. And so I was going in expecting absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
And I came out of it, and I'm like, that wasn't that bad. Granted, I think the ending is bad,
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that ending.
but I didn't think...
I had so many theories about what it was going to be, and none of them were true, and it made me so angry.
It was literally the worst thing that you could think of.
Yeah, it was.
Oh. But that's almost more of like the coda to the ending. The actual ending isn't that much better, but
No,
like,
it's
the
not.
kicker is just
Yeah.
awful.
And, like, I didn't really notice, like, they brought up, like, choppy editing, and I didn't really notice a ton of, like, displaced things. Maybe at the end when it maybe that felt like it was like a recut, because I know there was some of this movie that was.
Yeah, this went through some reshoots and a lot of stuff like that. So when they were complaining about that, I was like, yeah, I can understand that. They said, like, a lot of people seem like they were acting in different movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because I think the studio kind of, like, ushered in a lot of changes to it after he probably turned in his director's cut.
Uh-huh.
But none of it, like, stuck out to me.
No.
There were moments where, like, a lot of the action happened, like, very quickly, and, like, the cutting was very quick, and I didn't quite, like, catch what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Specifically, like, one of the main villains of this, a human villain,
Uh-huh.
is when he dies, I was like,
it happened so
wait,
fast.
what? I was like, was that the bad guy?
Yeah,
like,
it
is he
happened,
done?
yeah, it happened so fast, but then when I realized what happened, I was laughing hysterically.
I know, it's just like, I just needed, like, another second just to be like, okay, that's what happened,
Yeah.
but, like, whoa.
Yeah.
All right. Joel?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I saw this, like, I've heard a lot of the reviews about this where they said it's kind of like a satire on Predator. I saw this movie as, this is a movie that Shane Black read the script and said, this is a fucking awful movie. And so, like, he was like, well, I gotta follow the script some way, but while I'm making this, I'm gonna also make my own movie in this movie
But he wrote the script.
Yeah.
with another guy, and I swear, they bet they weren't in the same room. I've heard
But
stories.
it's like his writing guy. It's Fred Decker, who he write. That's like his go-to guy.
I don't know. I've heard shit. It looked like, I don't know, maybe they wrote the script, but the story looked like it looked like they could give a shit less about the story. Like, they were probably given, like, a guidelines of what they wanted the story to be, and the story itself was like just a run-of-the-mill, like, checklist of every shitty sci-fi movie that comes out nowadays, where it's like, okay, evil government agency, check. DNA stuff, check.
DNA stuff.
Yeah, it's
You
just
mean cum? Are you talking about cum?
no, but they're like, it's like every movie nowadays, every, like, shitty sci-fi movie nowadays always has to have that they're genetically enhancing themselves
Yeah.
with everything, and it just seemed like all that shit was in there, but like all that shit was so rushed just to get back to, like, the group of guys.
Wise ass.
Yeah.
Buddies.
Yeah,
I completely agree with
I was
that.
noticing it because it was like once they got to the story, it was like they even made the villain. The villain was like the one that would usually explain all the story stuff, and it was like he like
Even
on
he was
purpose.
sick of it.
He purposely made it where like he was sick of explaining this shit. Where he was like, "Yeah, Predators, they're doing this shit. Whatever, man. Fuck yeah."
I could definitely see how Shane Black's, like, original director's cut would definitely be more of, like, a lot more on the loonies.
Uh-huh.
Is that what they called them?
I think so.
And just have, like, a lot more of their relationship. And then the
Yeah.
studio said, well, you need to cut this because we need more Predator stuff.
Yeah.
And then
There's
he's
still
like,
quite a bit of them in it, though. Like,
yeah, there is. But I'm
but
saying-
yeah.
they present him in ways where it's just who gives a shit. Like when you first see the Predator, it's a very who gives a shit. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just him walk around his ship, and it's like, oh, there's a Predator.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
everything that involves a Predator feels like it's very who gives a shit, except for the violence. Like he was like really into the violence, but
Yeah.
then beyond that, it's just like the Predator just like wanders around like, okay,
I
doing my fucking mission.
yeah. I completely agree with that. I will say, like, this felt like a Shane Black movie through and through, and like a Predator movie second. The exact same way that Iron Man 3 felt like a Shane Black movie and an Iron Man second.
Yeah.
Where, like, it has the characters from it, but it doesn't like, flow from the previous movies into this. It's just like its own thing.
Yeah.
Both me and Joel said, like, we realized on the rewatches of Predator that they take just like a common trope movie where, like, the first one is like an action movie, but they shove a Predator in there and totally throws them off their game.
Yeah.
And Predator 2 is the same thing where it's like this weird cop drama, and then all of a sudden they shove a Predator in there, and it's a whole different thing. But this one, it's not. It's
this is the buddy cop. It's like the funny buddy cop type of genre.
Yeah. But it started so heavy on Predator stuff where does anyone else care about, like, Predator Homeworld stuff?
No.
Me neither. And I'm like, the whole starship fight in the very opening of the movie.
I wish that wouldn't have been in it.
Me neither.
Every Predator movie that opens with that, I wish they would have just cut that out.
That's every single one of them.
This movie felt like some geeky kid wrote, like, a fan novel of Predator and then gave it to Shane Black, and he was like, well, this sucks. He's like, well, my dad runs the company, so you have to make it. He's like, well, okay, fine, I'll make it. And then in the process, he was like, but I'm not going to give a shit about your fucking story. I'm gonna take these characters that I like and make them likable, and then while he's, like, building them up, then, like, the kid shows up and he's like, what about my story? Fine, here's your story.
Dogs?
Yeah,
where are the Pred dogs?
Yeah, I had the dogs, and then I had the 7-foot Predator. Where's the 7-foot Predator? He's not in it yet. Like, fine, here's your 7-foot Predator. Now I'm going to go back to my movie. Where's the dogs? I want the dogs back. They were cool.
Yeah, that's why I feel like
talk about their DNA.
The studio.
I had 5 chapters on their DNA. I want you to talk about it more.
5 chapters.
He wrote it like a Tarantino script.
I do feel like that's, like, the studio notes. It's like that they actually gave him a checklist because, like, it felt like they were cram stuffing.
Yeah, he was doing the bare minimum of the Predator story just to make his movie.
I'm so glad you guys feel this way, because I thought I was gonna get ripped apart for liking the Shane Blackiness of it. But like, that was really enjoyable, actually. And I went into it like, oh man, they're really doubling down on, like, the goofy characters.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I like any of these guys when they're on the bus.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, I'm like, no, more of them. Like, that is by far the best part of this movie. They all kind of warmed up to them.
When it first started, it was like, oh my god, we're getting a bunch of this shit the whole time. But then, like, when you fall into it, like, you kind of see what all of their kind of character trait is, where it's like, yeah, that guy says bad jokes. He says bad jokes to piss off the guy with Tourette's.
Right.
Like that's the only thing that gets to him is bad sex jokes about his mom.
Well, aren't those two, like, end up being, like, lovers or something?
I didn't
like
get that at all from it. Somebody looked, or on the podcast, they kind of thought that was what they were hinting at.
I didn't see them as lovers, but
no, they're just guys that were in the shit together.
Yeah,
and they had
I mean, they weren't Apocalypse and Angel, but I mean, they were pretty. Best love story, I'm telling you. X-Men Apocalypse.
I could have done with more, the loony stuff near the end, because I started to really like him. Even Tom Jane's, like, Tourette's weird thing that
Tom Jane is amazing and everything.
I know.
I thought I'd get sick of it after I heard, like, other things like, it's Tourette's, it's kind of outdated, but I was like, it wasn't overdone, though.
No, and it kind of got funnier as it went on. Once you realize, okay, this is going to be the best part of this movie. I'm just going to let myself enjoy it. Yeah. And by the end of it, I was like, are any of these guys going to die? Like, none of his crew dies until, like, the last 5 minutes, like, and then
Shane
they just,
Black...
like, Shane, you have to kill all these guys, too.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah, like, usually it'd be, like, a Predator thing where, like, they die, like, every one of them kind of, like, dies individually in, like, their own scene, but it was, like, Shane Black was like, this is the only thing that's keeping me sane directing this movie. They're staying alive till the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, no, like, I was watching this, and there was, like, a distinct scene that stuck out. I don't know. Should we like just go into spoilers?
Yeah.
Pretty
We
much.
already said that like
Yeah.
they'll die.
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
true.
Fuck. But,
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll just go into spoilers. I'll just say probably don't see it in theaters.
I would say you could wait.
Yeah.
out in
Yeah,
the theaters.
you can
yeah.
wait.
I think, in fact, you might like it more if you wait. If you like hold
Yeah.
off, and then when you finally get around to watching
Yeah.
it, you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
There
this
is some
kinda fun.
definite.
Yeah,
There is some
yeah.
definite laugh out loud stuff. I would definitely at least watch it. Just don't waste your money seeing it in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's some like you said, some unexpectedly funny moments in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, what were you gonna go?
So there you
on?
go. Spoilers. So I saw this, like, it felt like Shane Black was making like a weird fucked up retelling of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs at one point. Because there was that whole scene where fucking what's her name? Shit.
Olivia Munn.
Psylocke.
Yeah, where Olivia Munn was passed out on the bed, and they're all just like leaving trinkets around the bed, and they're all just kind of like arguing with each other. Where I'm like, I feel like I'm fucking watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs right now.
How many
And
of
I'm
them
like-
were there? Were there 7?
There wasn't 7, there was like 5.
Okay.
But I was like, that would be a fucking badass movie where you retell Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, where it's this one chick and a bunch of like weird PTS ridden crazy military dudes.
And they fight the Predator.
Yeah. But I was like,
That
but-
would be a pretty fucking funny remake, though.
yeah,
That'd
but
be
it was
pretty good.
but it was like totally striking me like that, where it was fun and they all kind of had their own certain quips and like their own kind of ways of
Tourette'sy.
yeah.
Godsy. Suicide-y.
Yeah. But that struck me as like, shit, this is like fun, where it's just a bunch of misfit dudes like with this like kind of serious science chick, and they're all just kind of going through these misadventures. Like, it struck me as fun, where I'm like, I felt like that's what Shane Black was like pitched them, and it's like, no, we're doing Predator.
I don't know how they
Fine, I'll
let
put
him
this-
do this. You know, he has the attachment to the original because he co-wrote and was in it.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, you're kind of expecting that, and this is not that at all.
No,
not
no.
even close.
No.
Probably the furthest from the original.
Yeah.
But I would say the second best of the Predator franchise.
Do you count like the AVP ones?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, not that they matter.
No,
Yeah.
but I would say the original Predator, untouchable. It's its own thing. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's my favorite movie with me and my dad.
Okay. Easy.
Every
We gave it a
other-
B, didn't we, Troy? We gave it a B.
B minus.
Yeah, probably really close to us. You know, okay.
You were wrong. So you got the original. Every subsequent Predator movie just felt like a bunch of guys like getting around and playing Predator.
Okay.
They're like, okay, you be the guy with the minigun, and this is the part where like the ethnic guy squares off with the Predator, and this is the only one that felt like its own movie, and it just happened to have the Predator in it. Like,
Okay.
it was a good movie, and if it didn't have Predator in it, it still would have been okay.
Yeah.
Like, you could interchange the Predator with anything, and it would still be like not any better, not any worse than what we got.
It might have been better, because I felt like all of this shit, all the good stuff in the movie was weighed down by the fact that they were like, oh shit, this is a Predator movie.
But even that, I didn't get a whole lot of, you know?
No, you don't, but it's like, I felt like if it would have been its own concept, no one would have gave a shit enough to be like, well, we gotta stop doing this fun stuff and do Predator stuff now.
Yeah. I would have liked this movie a lot more if they didn't have that fucking super predator in it.
Yeah.
Or the dogs or anything like that. If like the predator just
God.
like was pretty much like if this was played like a horror movie because it's set during like Halloween.
Yeah, not Christmas, strangely enough, because
Right.
every Shane Black
Yeah.
movie's at Christmas.
I know, that's another thing. I felt like the studio was like, you can't do Christmas, Shane. So Halloween, fine, Halloween.
But I'm gonna make that kid walk around in a Predator mask and blow someone off a balcony.
Yeah. And feel no remorse for it at all. But like if it was just like almost like a slasher movie then, if like Predator was like Jason or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he gets up, like breaks out of the fucking thing and just like whoops everybody's ass on that and like, I don't know, has a vendetta to get his shit back. And just goes on murderous
That was
rampage.
kind of what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but then they had to cram stuff, all that other shit in there that I cared like very little about. Once the Super Predator ripped the spine out of the other one, I was like, fuck this movie.
And it's another one of those things where it's just so big, you can't really do anything with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Even when it fights other people, all it can really do is just give them backhands all the time.
Yeah, just swatting at people and like, I don't care.
Yeah, it's like, I've legit seen you rip people in half, and then Olivia Munn shows up, and you're like, meh,
Yeah.
get out of here, backhand.
And like, granted, like I came out of this movie like saying like it wasn't all that bad, but I don't know. I feel like if it didn't introduce that weird aspect that they're like hybrids,
Yeah, I wasn't big on that.
I wasn't big on that either. That I think this movie would be kind of like forgettable. Like it would kind of be like Predators, and like it's like, oh yeah, that came out, didn't it?
Yeah.
In like a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, even Predators had like the super Predators in it. It had like
I've never
a bigger...
seen Predators.
It's dog shit. I
We're
hate
doing
it.
it next week.
We're doing it
I've
next
never
week.
Seen it. Yeah.
I hate it. That is the one that feels like the biggest retread. Like they just watched Predator and were like, "Hey, let's go do that,"
Okay.
but just not as good.
All right.
Just like beef everything up, but have no
Check it
like
out.
consequence to anything.
I'll have to check it out.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Yep. Have you seen it, Joel?
I did, but I don't remember. I couldn't tell you a single thing that happened in it.
It's pretty forgettable. It's one of those that like I watched it hoping it was good, walked out of it hating it, and then every once in a while like I have to remind myself like, how much do I hate this? And then I watch it again and I'm like, oh yeah, whole lot.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
All right.
Kind of like Wolverine Origins.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
No, don't. Please.
Dave has a magic mirror in his house just so he can say, "Magic mirror on the wall. Was the Predators bad after all?"
Very much.
Yes, Dave. Shut up. Stop asking me.
For fuck's
I literally
sake.
know everything. This is the only thing you ask me.
Oh. Sometimes I switch it up and ask about Rob Zombie's Halloween. Same response.
Dave, you're only hurting yourself.
I'm gonna watch it again.
No! Oh, shit.
I don't believe you.
Sell me, Dave. Please fucking sell me.
2 hours later. Yeah, you were right. Even worse than I remember.
God damn it. I'm gonna
yeah.
just wiggle around and try and break myself.
Shane Black, like, when he's tied to a franchise, he's very restricted, I feel like. And the worst parts of those movies are the parts that he has to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Iron Man 3. You know, like, we need to work in the Mandarin and all this. And that whole thing, you know, is not the best parts of Iron Man 3.
No.
I enjoy Iron Man 3. I actually like it
too.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like it for the Shane Blacky parts. Just like this, like, I wouldn't recommend it to someone that loves Predator, but I would recommend it to someone that knows what to expect out of a Shane Black movie.
Okay.
You've got, like, a kid, you know, a kind of weird kid, and, like, a bunch of, like, politically incorrect dudes that get together and become friends despite their differences, make, like, off-kilter jokes,
Yep.
and tear shit up. Well,
Oh my God.
whipping.
So bring up the kid. That scene in the beginning when they tried to show how super autism he is, when like those kids come in and fuck up the room for no reason, and then he like sets it all back up together. I would have loved if they just had the scene kept going on. The people walked in and they were like, "Who fucked up our room?"
Was it
It's
you?
like, yeah, like it's just like he didn't do anything at all. He just set it all back up, but it's all completely different, and everyone notices.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that, like, the super autism type thing.
Yeah, like he was
No.
so good at autism that that he was able to read an alien language.
Yeah, I hate all that stuff. I don't like it. No good.
Yeah, it's like laughably offensive.
It is. Like, I felt like I shouldn't like this.
Yeah,
And I didn't. Thank God. But I'm like, does anyone think this is good?
No, it's like, well, you know, it's something for the autistic kids and their families, and then they're watching this and they're thinking like, how come my kid's not like that?
Yeah.
How come
Yeah.
my kid can't fight predators?
He's looking like, I can't do that shit.
yeah.
I don't like loud noises.
Yeah.
Or people really touching me.
Yes, I
or
can relate
people
to
bring
that
me to this
aspect.
fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe I just had like a too much of a cushy life as a kid, but I don't remember bullies that were so bad that they would just point out your mental deficiencies and just really rile it in that you have this.
Yeah. I don't.
Like just kids cornering them yelling, "I want to eat some ass burgers."
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't remember people that would do that, that wouldn't go to prison.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I remember any of those people either.
Like, those guys are just the worst. Can we agree they're the worst?
Did you do that?
No, I didn't eat any Asperger's.
Like, the fact that, like,
No.
their idea of fun is to be like, oh, I'm gonna pull the fire alarm. I'm gonna pull the fire alarm. Am I gonna do it? Oh, I did it. You're like, oh my god,
Badass.
yeah.
Yeah, bullies, man.
You're
bullies
the reason.
in
Like,
movies.
those kids are the reason for Roe v. Wade. Like, that's why it's there.
Oh. The Stephen King bullies are the worst.
Oh,
Those are
I
the
know.
ones you really got to watch out for.
Yeah. At least he wasn't cutting people with a knife.
Yeah.
God. So
Also, how funny would that scene with the kid been when he blows the house where the guy went on his balcony and said, "Hey, shut up, kids! My baby's trying to sleep."
Oh, that would have made the movie better for me, I think. I think it would have turned the whole thing around.
Wow. He went there.
Pulling no punches.
No studio notes on that one. Oh.
So,
I think we covered the dichotomy of this movie. Can we talk about like specific things we liked or hated?
yeah.
Sure.
So,
So,
let's just narrow in all over the board.
this is like a true sequel to every Predator film that's been out. Even an Alien versus Predator, because they have a fragment of the alien spear in that facility that Olivia Munn gets taken to in the wall.
Oh yeah, the one that they made out of the alien tail, right?
Yeah, there's that.
Oh shit! I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, because I was
found
trying to
that
think.
on IMDb
Yeah, because I was
when
trying to think of
looking
where
for
that
shit.
spear came from. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay, yeah, I guess that is the one that they made out of the alien tail.
They say get to the chopper in this.
Yeah, but I loved it though because they say get to the choppers and then they're motorcycles.
Oh, they are? I didn't catch
Yeah,
that.
because they show up in
That's
motorcycles.
great. That's great.
Yeah, because that's when they run over the dude in the motorcycle.
Yep, and she, Olivia Munn sees the Predator and says something like, "You beautiful motherfucker."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then also at the end he says, like, "What the hell are you?"
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of callbacks.
Yeah.
Jake Busey is in it, who is
Yeah.
the son of Gary Busey, obviously, but
Yep.
he's also the actual son of the character that Gary Busey plays.
To no payoff. Like, nothing really happens
Yeah, it
with
doesn't
him.
really.
Yeah, his last name is Keys, if I remember correctly.
Who else's son would he be? Look at that guy. Look at those teeth.
Yeah, but he actually is the son of
Oh, yeah.
the guy from Predator 2.
Yep.
And the Predator dogs are from Predators, so every movie in this is like canon, which I'm like...
But they're different. They're different looking dogs.
Well, I don't know, but they're
genetically enhanced.
I
You're
felt
right.
like all of those things were like, yep, here's the checklist you have to follow. Put that shit
Yeah.
in.
and
that's-
Super Predators. Those are from Predators as well.
So that was like, those are the kind of things like, the get to the choppers line actually annoyed the shit out of me a lot.
I thought that was hilarious because he said get to the choppers. And I'm like, oh shit, that's dumb. And then when they showed up on motorcycles, I was like, that's pretty fucking funny.
To each his own, I suppose. But
There's just like small things that they do in this that are hilarious. Like when Olivia Munn tries to jump off the bus and he's like, I got you. And then he just like gets like distracted. He's like, oh shit, sorry.
that was pretty funny.
I thought like the funniest thing was after they kind of clean house against some of the bad guys and they're getting ready to go off and save the day, and the lead character McKenna is like, "Wait, hold on." And then it cuts to him leaving the trailer bathroom and lighting a match.
Yeah, they just they do a legit take a shit scene just so he can get the fucking ball out of his ass. Also, how much time went by? Because he sends that package off,
Yeah.
and then the kid has had it for maybe a day.
Uh-huh.
So
Include travel time.
yeah, so travel time. I'm
Do you have the
guessing
tracking
from
numbers?
from Mexico back to where he lives. That might have been maybe 3 or 4 days.
Oh, if he took a plane, it'd be like maybe, I don't know, 13 hours.
Yeah, but he sent it by the mail. Like he delivered it. Because the
that's true.
mailman drops it off, and because the PO box wasn't paid for anymore.
Maybe he overnighted it. Who
And
knows
wouldn't
how
it
the
sit
mail
there for a
works.
while if the P.O. box wasn't paid for? But podcasts have said this already. But
Yeah.
for one, why wouldn't he just turn invisible and deliver it himself? And two, what kind of post office would scan that thing and not have some sort of red flag pop
Yeah.
up that there's predator weaponry.
And also, there was all that time for it to get delivered, plus maybe a day or two, and he never took a shit in that
I
time.
don't feel like that's too weird.
He didn't have
He
any
must have been
coffee.
super back. Yeah, he was not super backed up at all.
It's a pretty big ball.
Yeah, it might have been
I
stuck
don't even
in
know
there
how he
a little
swallowed
bit.
it, let alone
yeah.
passed it.
It looked like when he tried, he was having a hard time because he was like, "I'm just gonna pop this in here and swallow it," and then he's like,
Eat it like a duck. Shit.
Yeah. Eat it like a duck.
What did you guys think of the thing that they added to the Predator mythos, the whole hybrid thing? I wish it was
I wasn't big on that.
not in the movie or elaborated on a lot more. Either one.
Most of the time, when you take a franchise or a character that is beloved and then you add this big, like, deep cut to their mythology, it's
Yeah.
never for the better.
Yeah.
And this is one of those where, like, they're just better as kind of weird big game hunters.
Yeah.
And, like, the less you know, the better.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I didn't like that. Also, it was incorporated like that's why they hunt these things to get like
Yeah.
the spinal fluid and
Like,
stuff.
I'm fine with them
Yeah.
doing it, but, like, that's not their end goal. You know, like, maybe
Yeah.
a couple of them are juicing.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
But, like, that's not why they hunt. They
Yeah.
hunt because they're a bunch of, like, rich douchebags that
Yeah.
go to Africa and
Yeah.
shoot lions.
Yeah.
You know, it's
and
not...
if that was their case, then they would go back and they would take fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger's spinal fluid, or they would take Danny Glover's spinal fluid, but they leave them alive.
Yeah.
Because I just like the idea that the fact that they're big game hunters, and then if you actually kill one of them, then they're like, "Cool, bro. See
I'm
you
going to
later."
blow you up now.
Yeah,
Yeah. I also like that Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny Glover are in the same category.
The only time.
yep, yeah.
It's so weird. The
And Adrian Brody. In a, next
Jesus.
week.
They need to make one more Lethal Weapon where Arnold Schwarzenegger takes over Mel Gibson's role.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I think he schmoozed his way back into Hollywood, actually. He might not need to recast.
Oh boy.
Still, I want to see it though.
Yeah.
Just wait. I
Nota.
also liked that I heard that they asked Schwarzenegger to be back in this one, and they also just said no. I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that.
Yeah.
And that would have made it for a much better ending. But
That's,
we'll,
oh my
we'll-
god.
We'll get there.
The end, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
the end,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, fuck. We need to talk about that fucking ending. Oh, I can't wait to get to it. But no, I want to talk about the dog scene. The dog scene was probably the weirdest. Because
Which one?
Reoccurring. Weird.
the one where they attack them. Because it felt like, I don't know, like they just, the people that did the CG for this just didn't know how to like make it so that they could like chase them. They just made it where like the dogs just kind of stood in the middle of the field and everyone's just kind of moving around them like, ah, dogs, guys, ah, ah, and they're just sitting there like,
It's probably cheaper.
yeah, that's what it was. That's what it struck me as, where it's like, if these are like ravenous dogs, why aren't they attacking them? Like there's like a couple
To the point
scenes
where
here and
the guy
there.
walks right up to it
Yeah,
and shoots
the
him
dog
in the
just
head.
stands there and just gets shot in the head.
Yeah.
Literally the easiest thing you could possibly shoot.
Like, what the fuck are these dogs? They're supposed to be there to, like, fucking kill these dudes, and they're just kind of, like, standing in the middle of the field just, like, growling at them as they're, like the
Just
human...
taking a shit.
Yeah.
Question mark tail. The dog's just sitting there.
Like,
guy
the
comes
human
up and
characters
shoots
are
it.
moving around way more than the dogs are. The dogs are standing there, and everyone's like, guys, we gotta do something. The dogs are here.
Yeah.
Let's just run around them more.
The dogs seem like this big joke that never paid off.
Yeah,
He like lobotomizes it.
Yeah,
with
he
the
lobotomizes
gunshot.
the one dog, and then it's just kind of an idiot.
Yeah, it's just like it keeps hanging around
Yeah.
him, but it never pays off.
no.
And I was even thinking, like, is it some connection because the guy that shot it also shot himself?
I love that scene where, like, the guy's
But
like,
no, it just
Yeah.
it doesn't do anything.
I do love that where like he shoots that dog in the head and it gets back up and it's like, man, dude, you really suck at shooting things in the head.
Yeah, how does that dog end up dying?
Does it grab like a grenade and run off with it and blow up, or does
I don't think
just,
it ever dies.
does it
It
just
just keeps
run away and
following
that's
them.
I can't remember.
I can't either.
Yeah, because there's one scene where it pukes up the
Director's cut.
grenade and then Olivia Munn just throws it at the dude and then jumps off the barn.
Yeah. Was that the real grenade? And then wasn't there like a space grenade?
I don't
Also?
know. Was this a dog is like a grenade dispenser?
I thought it was because it pretty much it dropped the real grenade in the barn, and then I thought it did it again with something else, where like they threw another predator grenade or something. Maybe I'm fucked up.
I don't know.
Who knows? Anyway, I didn't like the dogs. I also thought the CG on them, as well as sometimes like the Super Predator, wasn't always great, and that's why it was in the dark a lot.
Yeah.
Or did quick cuts. Because I heard there was like a Predator suit, but I think that was just for like the regular Predator.
Yeah. Didn't they have to like refilm the whole third act of this movie?
See, I don't know. I didn't keep like in touch with like
And
all
that's
the
all
shoots
like
and
the
stuff.
Super Predator. I heard that they had to do a big change to the ending. Maybe that was because Arnold agreed to disagree on whether or not the movie was worth his time.
He said
But
yes, and
maybe
maybe
it
it
went
show up.
Yeah, maybe it went further than that, and it was like the big climax of the movie. But yeah, I mean, I didn't love the big finale.
No.
I didn't mind the ship stuff, but like the showdown was
Yeah.
really bland.
I know.
Yeah.
The end, they made it seem where it's like, guess what, guys? The last 20 minutes of this, we're remaking Predator.
Wait till you watch Predators.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't got very much else to say except for I just want to talk about the ending. 'Cause
Yeah.
I went through almost all of my notes already.
I do like, even though like he does have like a role where pretty much all he does is just explain the plot, I did really fucking like Sterling K. Brown's character.
Yeah, I thought he was. I liked him too.
I just liked how just nonchalant, like, it's fucking badass. It's like
just gnawing on that Nicorette or whatever he's got in his pocket.
fucking popping fucking chiclets.
Yeah, he was a character that, like, in the usual just action sci-fi movie, he would be the most forgettable, bland scientist military guy, and in this they made him like really likable.
Yeah.
Or like you like to hate him because he was kind of a dick too.
Yeah.
But like everything he said was kind of funny. And you're just like, yeah, I want more of this guy.
I don't hate you.
I know. Yeah, like even though he was like an asshole to people, like he still gives people props when they do something cool. like the kid that just like tells like a guy to fuck off. He's like, oh, that was awesome.
And that like that strikes me as total Shane Black thing. Like you know, that's him just trying to make interesting a very dull character that he was given. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So he blows his own head off with the Predator shoulder
he
cannon,
does.
right?
It's
Is
amazing.
that what happened?
Yeah,
It
he
was
just
so quick.
Yeah.
Maybe
he
I
like
blinked or something.
Yeah, he like turns his head very sharply and blows his own head off with the gun.
What?
Which
that is the worst designed shoulder cannon in the world. If you can
I know,
turn your
lot-
head
I
too
think-
sharp and blow it off.
I wonder if Shane Black really does like Predator because he does not waste any time to talk about how fucking stupid all this shit is.
They are ripping on it. It's like a parody of a Predator movie.
They bring up at least 2 or 3 different times how dumb the name Predator is because it doesn't make any sense with what they are.
That was my argument when I watched the first Predator. That was my other note that I have on there. I'm like, Predator doesn't make sense as a name. It should be like
Hunter.
Yeah, and I was like, it should be like a fisherman because he just uses his tricky lures and then catches dumb things dumber than itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, that like Olivia Munn was like, that doesn't make sense for a name. It should be blah 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 blah. Yeah, but Predator's pretty badass though, right? Yeah.
We took a vote.
Also-
Predator's cool.
Also, the "eat your pussy, geesh your pushy" was probably my favorite line in the whole. No, I said geesh your pushy. I think you said eat your pussy. They go back and forth on it so long that I was still laughing when it got old.
What a weird movie.
Yeah.
I can't believe that the studio let him make Predator like this.
Apparently they handed him this movie because they liked Iron Man 3 so much. And it's just kind of been in the works since he did Iron Man 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
No one else did.
Yeah.
Like, I like them both. I like Shane Black, you know? And this felt like Monster Squad with the Predator in it. So, like, yeah, I'm all for this. I'm amazed anyone else is.
I know. I don't know. Like studios do this a lot though. Like sometimes where they'll take something that's popular and they'll take a director that's popular and they'll just like put them together and it's like guaranteed money. but they never really do any research into if it'll work.
And I don't know if Shane Black is like guaranteed popular. You know, he's more of like a niche market, like a Kevin Smith or something, where every movie he makes is kind of the same, and you either like it or you don't.
Yeah, but all of his like original stuff, even though it doesn't get like it gets critical acclaim.
Yeah, but it doesn't
nobody
pull in
goes
money.
No,
no.
But then the stuff that needs to pull in money, it's kind of just like ho hum.
Yeah.
Or like doesn't go over very well.
I think that's like an ongoing thing though, where I think like if you directed a Marvel movie, they just keep throwing just other franchises at you, where it's like, did a Marvel movie, Marvel trusts him, we should trust him.
I'm so surprised that Marvel did.
Yeah, they got rid of Edgar Wright in there, but they kept him on.
Yeah. Out of all the people to direct a Marvel movie, like Shane Black, I think is the weirdest.
Yeah.
But pair him with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, I
and you're
know.
like, okay.
Yeah, Robert
see what
Downey
you're
Jr.
doing here.
was
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I liked it. I would take this over just like a cut and paste Predator sequel any day.
Yeah.
You know, I'd take this over Predator 2, Predators, and any of the AVP movies.
Yeah,
it's more entertaining. The more you think about it, you realize like how dumb it is. But I think that's like the point of it.
Yeah. That's
I
the
think
thing.
It's got like a meta layer where you watch it as like the dumb Predator, and then you watch it like through Shane Black's eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I can see what you're trying to do, Shane.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I think like if this was directed by someone that wasn't Shane Black, we'd be shitting all over this.
Yeah.
But because Shane Black was in there and he actually was able to throw some of his Shane Black isms into it, like it's just like, okay, well it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it was, but like they acknowledge it through the mocking of the franchise.
Yeah, like it's just they know like this movie would have sucked. Like everything about this would have sucked so bad.
Yeah.
Like I could see like he was pretty much throwing glitter on a turd. This is like the quintessential throwing glitter on a turd movie.
Yeah, if you took out all of the Shane Blackisms, like all the comedy, this movie would be dog shit.
Yeah.
But I had a good time with it, actually.
I thought it was decent.
And if someone told me they hated it, I would be like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
You know?
And going back through like all of the Predator movies this month, like I found out that I'm just like not a huge fan of the character, like Predator. I'm just like, I just don't think I like it so much. I like the idea, but I just don't like the execution.
I'm pretty sure you said the same thing about Alien when we did the Alien and Aliens too.
Well, I think I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
I liked Alien, but I think I liked Alien more than Aliens.
Yeah.
I was like, I liked the suspense aspect of it more.
The Marines have kind of... Yeah, I've soured on the Marines.
Yeah.
That used to be like my go-to movie as a kid, and I rewatched it recently, and I was like, man, it didn't age well. I like the Aliens, but the cookie cutter like tough guy Marines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what wore on me. But yeah, it's the same with Predator. Like, I think I like the first one the most because I think it knew what it was. Like, it was in that 80s machismo like action-y movie that's like, you could just have that, and people would have come see it anyway. Yeah. And then they threw a Predator in it, and it's like, holy shit, what do we got here? An alien fighting Schwarzenegger?
I know, yeah.
Money making gold, right?
I know,
here.
that's why I like it, where it's like the whole first half is like a big macho film, and then when a Predator shows up, they're like, guys, this wasn't in the script. We should actually really try.
And then Predator 2 was, I thought, weird. And I couldn't ever really get into it at all.
No, me neither.
And this, I felt I'm like on the same level. Like I like everything that we said that we liked here, but it still hits me like middle of the road.
But I think I like this more than Predator 2.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence because I don't know, because Predator 2 is still like ridiculous and it's like weird future 1997-y way that I'm like, I don't hate it. It's not any stupider than this.
That's true. Yeah, I can't.
I feel like this is kind of like the Scream equivalent of the Predator franchise. You know how Scream kind of like called out all these horror movie
I've seen
tropes
Scream.
and turned it on its head
Yeah.
and kind of mocked it throughout? That's kind of like what this was.
Yeah, I could see that.
For, you know, the 80s alien monster movie.
Yeah. So anyway, that's like kind of my final thoughts on
Yeah.
Predator.
But the ending.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
let's
shit.
go.
Jesus
Almost
Christ.
forgot it.
Yeah. So it's like what? It's like 3 months later or something. They do like a flash
doesn't
forward
matter.
type shit, where like they go to this lab where the autistic kid, I guess, runs it.
He's the boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they find this pod that the fugitive predator shot out of his spaceship, and it has like the kid translates it to predator killer,
Yeah.
and that's where I was like, oh fucking please be Schwarzenegger.
Dutch.
Please,
Yeah.
if Dutch fucking comes out of that fucking pod, I'm gonna fucking blow a nut.
Yeah.
And then that thing comes out, and I was like, oh shit, is it gonna like? Then I thought it was gonna be an alien, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then it just,
It's nothing.
yeah, it is literally
Yeah.
nothing.
It's shitty sequel bait.
Yeah, it's just a fucking handcuff that goes on a fucking scientist, and then it like makes the form of a predator, and it just has all these guns on it,
Yeah.
and it aims at people, and then the guy's like, "That's my suit."
I'll take that in a 42 long.
God,
That line is the last line of the movie, and it was like, fuck that.
The last line should have been, "We can't tailor this. It's alien technology." Or that's the post-credit.
I waited after like the mid-credits to be like, do they do anything after that?
I just left.
I looked it up
I was
on
like-
my phone. I was like, nope, nothing.
Yeah,
Outta
I was
here.
like, if anything shows up in the mid credits after this, it's gonna be dumber. So I'm just gonna leave now.
It doesn't deserve my attention after that.
Yeah. But yeah, that
Ugh.
it was ridiculously stupid.
Also, I feel bad for Boyd Holbrook. I feel like he's turning into the new Sam Worthington.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where it's like, this guy, hey, this guy.
Let's get a very generic looking
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
I really liked him in Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in
And
this,
he
he was like nothing.
And he was really good, if you ever want to, he was really good in the show Narcos on Netflix.
Okay.
That's the first time I saw him, and he's really good in that.
So maybe I don't has he done anything else more recently than like this between like Logan and this?
I want to say he might have, but I don't know. But he looks
it
like
was
he's
some-
turning into that guy.
Ugh.
Like
guess
this is like the start
I
of
don't
that, where it's
disagree.
like, yeah, where it's like, look, hey, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
You're gonna put him in stuff.
You like this
He's a
guy?
new
Oh,
leading man.
yeah, we like this guy.
Yeah.
Hey.
I already like him more than Worthington, but
For now.
yeah,
For now, yeah. Yep.
he has a little bit more range, I guess.
Yeah. Check out those Avatar sequels coming up.
Oh my god,
Man. I hope Sam Worthington put on like 40 pounds in between Avatar and the next one.
they just mocap the entire thing. What's it matter?
Yeah, no shit.
He was just in some like weird Christian movie because I saw like a trailer for it in the front of like a YouTube video, and I'm like, "Oh, Sam Worthington's in this," and then I was like, "Oh, it's a God movie."
It's one of those
Oh.
God movies. Oh,
no.
sorry.
Oh my god.
Yeah. This was like it. This reminded me of like the Fantastic Four ending, where they're like they name the team or whatever at the end of the Josh Trank Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Oh, it made me feel exactly the same. Like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
That
I
stinks.
wish
I
I,
feel
wish
like-
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. I feel like it's just an ongoing thing now where if you're going to do a movie based on another movie, it needs to be left open-ended. Like, it's just a studio policy now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like.
In
You
wh-
gotta blame Marvel for that.
Where would this go? They have
I
one
don't
dumb
know.
suit.
Yeah.
yeah.
And every Predator has been killed by a guy with literally nothing but like caveman paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what are you gonna do with
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
thing?
Danny Glover killed it with a disc.
Yeah.
Arnold threw a log at it.
That's it.
And in Predators, Adrian Brody hits it with a stick a bunch.
A spoiler.
Well,
There you have it.
there you go. Now you don't need to watch it.
Okay, good. Next week we'll do something else.
The Weekly Planet were also saying like they wish that somebody was in that pod, either like Dutch or even Adrian Brody.
Yeah, he would have made more sense.
Yeah.
With how Predators ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh man, that's the worst thing.
Yeah, it is
It would
literally.
have been better if it was just one of their big nuclear bombs and blew everybody up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was a fucking Predator suit, nano Predator suit, with like 6 parrot guns on it or whatever, because
God.
it's extreme.
In metal dreads.
Yeah, because those are necessary.
Yeah.
I assume that was their hair. It's not armor. They don't put on their hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't there like some kind of like line that rips on their dreads in this too? Like somebody
They
says
say
some
that
shit.
it looks like an alien Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They're just ripping on him throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Did they ever
I
call
really-
out the fact that it looks like they have a vagina for a mouth?
No, but they
No.
do that in 2.
Yeah.
Do they?
When
Okay.
it-
And they
Just
actually
straight
have
calls
them
them pussy
use
mouth.
Wow.
have them use their mouth in this.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen a Predator movie where they actually use their weird maw.
What do they do? I forgot. What are they doing?
when he
Like,
wakes up. Off
yeah,
the
when he
table,
wakes up, he
the guy in
bites
the
that
face.
guy.
Oh,
Yeah, he
yeah.
bites that guy's arm or whatever.
Oh, one thing right off the bat that I liked about this was the first reveal of the Predator, where the guy gets cut in half.
Okay.
And
Oh,
the
yeah.
blood and entrails falls on the unconscious camouflaged Predator.
Yeah.
And that is the first reveal of it.
Uh-huh.
So you see it just through like the blood of the guy dripping on the invisible Predator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
I
was
like,
cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That's something
Yeah.
I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a great way to reveal a creature that we've already seen many times.
Yeah.
And make it kind of fresh. Like, oh, you're seeing it, but you're seeing it like through blood of somebody that just cut in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought from the point where they're on Earth through like maybe the first act, I thought the first like chunk of the movie was actually pretty strong, and I was like, hey, I'm into this. Where's it gonna go? But then it didn't.
I don't know. It felt like it was going real fast. Like it felt like they were going way fast, just trying to get through all this shit to get to introducing the loonies.
Yeah.
Because there was so much shit where they were just like, oh fuck, we need to introduce Olivia Munn. Let's just have a scene where they just pick her up at a dog park.
I didn't mind her whole scientist segment either.
Yeah.
Like when the Predator wakes up.
Yeah.
Which, like, come on, what do you think is going to happen there?
Right.
And why'd
Oh,
he
yeah.
kill everybody if he brought a gift for everyone?
Yeah.
But as he, like, tears up the lab and then she's in, like, the decontamination chamber and he's
Yep.
going in, that was cool. Like, I thought
Yeah.
that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of seemed like it belonged in a different movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just walked in and was like, oh, you look like you're busy. I'll just sit out.
Ooh, you just had this thing about, like, sexual assault, right? I'm gonna show myself out.
And away I go.
Just takes alien blood and then just puts Me Too on her.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I kept waiting for that to get gratuitous, but it really didn't.
No.
Which made me think, like, well, then why'd they even make a thing out of it?
Yeah.
Where she had to strip down.
I know.
Yeah, that was weird. Where it was like, oh, she has to strip down again while she watches people get brutally murdered in front of her.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. That's a thing where, like, oh, I can't just get out of here. I gotta get naked first. But the fact that she's this attractive woman,
Right.
but then they don't, like, cheesecake it up or anything, and you just kind of like, well, why is this
Yeah.
even here then?
Yeah.
Like, if you're not gonna go full into, like, exploitive,
Yeah.
then why even, like, slow it down and put
Yeah.
this in here?
Right.
Also, what if there was a fire?
Yeah.
Like, there's
That's
a
good point.
there is a very
Stop, drop,
blatant,
and get naked.
yeah, there's a very blatant alarm going on in that lab, so you know there's some sort of emergency.
Right.
But then they're like, nope,
Or
you got to
what-
be clean.
I mean, or a predator outbreak.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nope, take your pants off.
I mean, it looks like they make the lab for a predator. So, I don't know, just throwing it out there.
everyone knows that predators are never clean. Doesn't matter how naked the predator gets, it won't get out.
Yeah.
And then it got out.
Yeah, you can't wash dreadlocks.
No.
No, you can't.
No.
They lose all their, like, tightness or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, the door never told the predator to get naked and get clean. It just walked out. Why does Olivia Munn have to get naked?
That's true. We're finding a ton of flaws. The more we
What is
talk
this
about
bullshit? I think this lab is super sexist.
I also found it weird that, like, oh, we got the Rambler driving by
Oh,
again.
hell yeah.
Also
So
found
that's a
it weird.
reoccurring character on the show, the Rambler.
It is. I also found it weird that like nobody really, except for like the scientists, are really amazed that they see an alien.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, an alien, cool. It's like, what the fuck? You're not like freaking out? That's why I kind of wished like all of the loonies met a predator at one point.
Oh yeah.
Because
That would have been sweet.
they said that like their frequency of the predators arriving on Earth has been more and more frequent as the years have gone by. So
Yep.
all of these people have had run-ins with one, and that's why they're not like freaked out to see one, and they're like all up to fight it or whatever.
Yeah, that would have been sweet.
Yeah.
It's not what we got.
They didn't do it, but
No.
just I don't want to rewrite the whole movie or
No.
anything, but you should probably do that.
I really liked the black dude in this, Nebraska. I thought he was really cool.
Yeah.
He
He's
kind of
good.
I don't know. I thought he was kind of droll, to be honest.
Yeah, but he like his whole like story, like they kind of like gave you like bits of it where you were still kind of interested in like why he was there, because he seemed like the most like not crazy one of the bunch.
Yeah, but then that's because of that I didn't want to see him. I wanted to see the crazy ones. He's
Yeah.
just like, hey man, watch out, dude. I'm gonna do this or whatever.
No,
Look at
but-
me, I tried to kill myself but didn't.
Cigarette. I'm gonna smoke one.
Like, I'd rather watch friggin' Key just like tell yo mama jokes. I'd much rather see that than Nebraska.
Do you feel like in 5 years this is gonna feel really, really dated?
Yes.
Considering like all the loony humor is already dated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be a little painful.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm pretty
it's
sure.
timeless.
Yeah, there's even a scene where one of the loonies calls the kid retarded.
Yeah, he does. It's like, hey, take it easy on this retarded kid or whatever.
Yeah,
They don't ever reference the Budweiser.
Although-
What's up? Do they? Because that
No, they
that would have
don't.
been really.
even though it was offensive, it was still kind of a funny joke though, where the guy was like, "Stop saying the word retarded. The guy's kid's retarded."
Yeah, I did like that.
Yeah, I think the long-haired guy, like, I can't remember his name, but like the long-haired, like brown guy.
Yeah.
I thought he
Yeah.
was the funniest out of all of them because he just
gets-
had those lines.
Who
Like,
gets his legs cut off.
yeah, like there's that scene where he's hitting on Olivia Munn, where he was like, "We just have so much in common. I love music. You love music. You love music, right?"
I like how Shane Black seemed to really love all of them until he didn't at the
Yeah.
end, and then they're just like unceremoniously just
Oh, yeah.
killed off like
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jane gets sticked.
Yeah.
And just gets shoved up on a pike.
Yeah.
I would have loved that scene if they would have missed when they shot each other.
Or like one of them misses.
yeah, one of them misses where they're just like,
No!
boom!
You
Fuck
always
my
were-
arm!
You always were a piss of shot.
Then Keegan Michael Key's guts are just falling out of him.
Oh my God.
And he's just like laying on the ground like, ooh. Yeah, that'd be funny. It's like Tom Jane
They just like
shot
point at
him,
each other and they
but He
shoot.
missed and he's
Ah,
just like,
fuck!
cocksucker!
God damn it!
Go, eat my pussy! Damn it!
Hey, they stayed true to the Predator lore. They had to fucking throw in pussy humor at some point.
That's true.
Should have had the Predator repeat some pussy humor.
Yeah.
Did it do any like repeating in this? I can't.
I
Really
thought it
remember.
repeated.
Yeah,
somebody...
it did at one point. Like from the very beginning when it's up in the
Yeah.
trees, you can
Yeah.
hear it like
Oh.
kind of like replicating it their
Seems
like,
like Shane
discussion.
Black would have really dug his claws into that for
Yeah.
some comedic value.
Yeah,
Pussy, motherfucker, pussy.
yeah. Oh, if only. That would have been prime. Just follow the Tourette's guy and it starts.
Yes.
The Predator starts just cussing.
Yes, how did it not just pick out the
Yeah.
Tourette's guy?
It just
know.
kills Tom Jane yelling, "Eat my pussy."
Fuck me with an aardvark or whatever it's I don't know. Well, I think we've droned on about the Predators enough.
Yeah.
I believe. What would you guys give this as a final grade?
Whew. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good, but I had enough fun at certain points where I was like, if this was playing on in the background sometime, I wouldn't be opposed.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't watch it all the way through, but, I mean, there's some moments I wouldn't mind reliving. So I'd probably give it, like, a very tenuous B-.
Okay. I was gonna go with a C+, I think, but I was riding the lines between a C+ and a B-. Every time we were talking about things we liked, I'm like, oh, B-, B-, B-. I'd be like, I didn't like that C+, C+. So I'm going to stay at about a C+ range. I think.
Gotcha.
Dave?
Yeah, I'll go B-.
Yeah?
It. Yeah. Like I'm right there with you. It's right on the edge.
Yeah.
I think it's the best sequel of the Predator franchise.
Okay.
Which isn't a very high bar to
Tune in for Predators next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, I had fun with it. It's not a good movie, but it was entertaining.
Yeah.
And like I'd watch it again.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think
I'd watch it again before any of the other ones.
Yeah, I don't think it deserves as hot of takes as the internet is giving it right now.
No.
Yeah.
Because even usually the critics that I usually respect their opinion are really shitting on this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no way! It doesn't deserve that hot of a take.
If anything, it's forgettable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if that would be the worst I would say about it.
Right.
This is
like it's kind of forgettable. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't do anything that like is mind blowing, but it's kind of funny.
right.
You
Yeah.
know?
this is the kind of movie where I can see people that loved like movies that sucked but took the subject material seriously would end up hating it, even though it's probably better than the movies that they liked that sucked but took the subject material seriously.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Despite that, it's a very
Like I can
convoluted
see someone
description.
I can see like people like loving like some kind of like franchise film where it's so boring and stupid but they take it all serious.
Or someone that loves the original Predator for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I love it when they fire those guns.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they get caught up in the machismo of it
Yeah.
when, like, the machismo of the 80s Predator is kind of like a joke in
Yeah.
itself.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the director did Die Hard, too. And he even said, like, that scene where they fire into the forest, that was a studio note that they wanted to have a lot of gunfire in it. So he just like, all right, give them the gunfire.
Light it up.
Go ahead. And they just
is-
did it as a joke, and he kept expecting them to be like, you gonna cut? And they just kept going and kept going and kept going. And he
know,
was like,
it's-
oh my God, like, really, guys? This is what you want? And they just kept it in. But, like, that was kind of what they did then. So the people that loved that would hate this.
Oh god, yeah. I love that scene though. It's so
Oh,
long.
it's great.
It's so long.
Great. Well, is there anything else that you guys have been into besides The Predator in this last week or so?
Dave?
We chatted off air where Joel and myself just finished up Castle Rock,
Yes, we did.
and it was okay.
Yeah.
I guess would be
Yeah.
the strongest praise I could give it.
That's probably where I would go to.
Yeah, like
It's one of those where I wanted to like it more than I did.
yes, very much. I'm a big Stephen King fan. And I'm okay with J.J. Abrams, but my thoughts on this, remember when Cloverfield came out and there was all this speculation on what it could be? And everyone's like, oh, is it like a Godzilla? Is it like Cthulhu? What could it be? And then we got it, and it was like nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of how this was, but with Stephen King.
Yeah.
Like, oh, is it... They cast the guy from It, and they have Sissy Spacek from
Yeah.
Carrie.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think it could be?
Yeah.
It's nothing.
I know.
It's
I
like,
went back and like
they're
looked
just
up.
in it.
Yeah, and I went back and looked up like Stephen King Easter eggs just to be like, oh shit, what did I miss? And then it was like, oh, it's stuff about Stephen King that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like newspaper clippings
Yeah,
of
it's like
things that have no relevance.
It's like
on the
newspaper
story.
clippings and like the names of characters from books that I've never heard of, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep. So there was that. That was 10 episodes, 10 hours of my life well spent.
Yeah,
On a plus note, Mandy.
I've been hearing nothing but good things
You've been
about
tweeting
Mandy.
about Mandy all week.
Boy, you sound like my wife.
Man,
Mandy is the movie that every movie I've ever watched has led me to.
shit.
Oh my god.
It is something else.
Okay.
Yep.
Is it on Amazon?
No, you can. Well,
You have to rent it.
demand,
Yeah, it's
like,
on
rent
demand.
it.
It's not even on DVD yet. It's on demand though.
well, it came out in theaters last weekend.
Yeah.
But it came out on demand the same time.
Okay.
And it comes out on DVD at the end of October.
Okay.
So I rented it knowing that I was going to buy it on DVD.
Right. Yeah.
And fucking loved it.
God,
It's
I really want to see it.
the definition of a movie that you will either love or hate.
Okay.
And it features Nicolas Cage at his cagiest.
Okay.
And like my best description is if you heard nothing about this, didn't know who Nicolas Cage was, and it was on, you would just assume it was made like 50 years ago and was like some direct to DVD or direct to video like weird drug movie.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Okay.
Everything's filmed with like a red tint. It has like droning synth music. In the last hour is Nicolas Cage seeking holy vengeance on a group of like satanic bikers and Jesus freaks that killed his wife.
Oh my God, I need to see it. Have you seen Mom and Dad, the Nicolas Cage
No,
Selma
I
Blair
didn't.
movie? You need to see that because
Pretty
it's probably
cagey.
not as crazy, but he does get super cagey in it. There's a scene where he destroys a pool table with a sledgehammer,
Ooh.
singing the Hokey Pokey.
Oh man. There's a scene in this where he kills some a demonic biker guy who he kills him, and the guy was just like doing a Scarface on a big pile of blow, just snorting it up.
Uh-huh.
Cage fights him, kills him, and then he's about to leave. He like takes a little look over his shoulder. He's like, "Yeah, I'll take a hit off that," and then just takes a big old sniff of that, and then goes back onto his quest.
Oh my God.
It's so.
All I
good.
remember seeing from the trailer is that there is a showdown with two like sword long length chainsaws.
Yeah, he gets a normal sized chainsaw, and then his opponent unsheaths a chainsaw and just like keeps unsheathing it, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Troy, can we do Mandy instead of Predators next week?
Oh my god!
Very well could.
You guys got to do it at some point. It is.
Well, we
you
do
will
have, like-
stuff to talk about.
We do have an opening like on Halloween.
Perfect.
Okay.
It's, It's great.
Pencil it in.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do Mandy on Halloween.
Yeah, starts off a bit slow. You know, it's one of those
That's fine.
artsy-fartsy
That's
types
fine.
of movies.
Okay.
That's fine.
But then once it goes down, it goes
Okay.
down.
Yeah, because I've been hearing nothing but good. I've had like friends of mine that I barely talk to have like gone out of their way to message me to go watch Mandy, and I'm like, shit, okay, how you been?
All right.
Yeah,
Mandy.
it's great.
High praise for Mandy.
Oh,
Check it
yeah.
out
Yeah.
sometime. JT,
What?
you been into anything?
I saw the Mr. Rogers documentary. Won't you be my neighbor?
How was that?
It's really good.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers is probably the best human being that ever lived.
Oh, he's awesome. I really
Like-
want to see that.
Man, like they do so much. Like I'm sure if you're like a Mr. Rogers nut, it probably won't tell you anything you don't already know.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just like scenes they play out in it where it just reminds you how amazing he like was. Like they do like a scene. They play out like there was like a time where public television was about to lose all of its funding.
Uh-huh.
Like I think it was like Nixon or something was just like, this is a waste of money. And they had this like senator that was just like a total asshole to everyone that was public television and just being like, all you do is come in here with your written dialogues. I don't want to hear anything written. You guys, you're not genuine, blah blah blah. And then they had Mr. Rogers come in and he's like, I got something written, but I just want to read it. And it's just like one of my songs that I sing on my show, and it's just like this song about like loving someone for being different and all this stuff. And then like you watch, they cut back and forth between Mr. Rogers and like the senator, and the senator is like, you can see like his posture softening as he's listening to the song, and he was like, well, Fred Rogers, I think you just got yourself $20 million. And it's like, holy shit. He just like, you legit watch him change the heart of a man, of a bitter,
It grew
of a
3
bitter
sizes.
man. Legit. Like it was so good. Like the guy was just smitten by him almost.
Damn.
And there's just like things where like his big thing is like puppets, and like they show him like doing interviews with people where like he has like the puppet talking to the interviewer, and the interviewer's like, "Oh, that was nice." Like they're not
Yeah,
weird
I'll
out
talk
already.
to your
Yeah,
hand.
like he'll bring like they'll show him like they'll show him pull the puppet out, and they're just kind of weirded out, and then he'll have the puppet talk to him, and then when he pulls it back, then they're just like, oh, can he come back? Like,
Talk to the puppet.
yeah, they just have this like look on their face where it's like he just knows how to get to people, but it's like he's like so kind of weird about himself that he can't really share feelings unless it's through like Daniel Tiger.
Oh god.
It's weird because they even talk about when he had like a show of his own, like he tried to do like an adult interview show on his own, and he's just like in the corner like, how'd that make you feel? Like he's like so closed in, but then when he pulls out the puppet, like he's so open and like talking about his feelings and shit, where it's like, oh man, like he just pulled it.
I thought it was funny. He talked about his feelings and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Like he had like a method to his madness, and it worked.
Sweet.
But it's a really good documentary. I really suggest checking it out.
Is it streaming on anything?
No, I got the disc. Troy's gonna he's shaking his head right
The
now.
Redbox that.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I fucking loved it. Like, Molly never watched Mr. Rogers when she was growing up because her dad thought that he was a weirdo.
Uh-huh.
And then after watching this, she was like, God, my dad's a dick. But, no, it's good. And I watched the second season of American Vandal.
Yeah.
I finished it in, like, a night because it just got so good.
Really?
I fucking love American Vandal.
You're the second person that I've heard that they just finished it in a sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I started with it, and then it was like, oh, it's pretty good. And then it got really good, like, the last 2 or 3 episodes, and I ended up staying up till midnight to finish it.
Damn.
Like, it's so good. Have you ever seen American Vandal,
No,
Dave?
I've heard it's good though.
Yeah. It pretty much just play off of, like, those docu-series that's about, like, killing people, but this is, like, weird pranks at high schools.
Yeah, like drawing dicks on stuff, right?
Yeah. This one is the turd burglar where he made everyone shit his pants one day. And, it's so good. And then they have a character in there called DeMarcus Tillman, who's just, like, that guy that's, like, he's so good at basketball that everyone lets him get away with everything, but he's so nice. So he'll talk to someone like it's a comment, but it's a complete insult. He's like, hey, check out this guy. He's got a big head. I love this guy and his big, stupid head. It's just... So he's so nice, but he, like, insults people to their face, but he's so nice about it. Like, you can't really tell if he's insulting you or not. Like, it's so fucking good. Like, American Vandal is just... It's probably up there as, like, one of my favorite shows going.
Nice.
Like,
All
it's really good. And it's only 8 episodes, and they're all like half hour
Oh,
long.
sold. Yep.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy.
Definitely.
That's why I
Yeah,
wanna
definitely go
watch
into
Barry.
it. Yeah, there you go.
Need
Barry.
just a good half hour
Fuck yeah.
comedy.
Yep.
Dramedy.
Yep. And that's about it.
I have recently watched a movie that's not The Predator.
Oh my god.
So,
And Avengers?
Yeah, that's right. I actually watched the movie classic Babe again.
La la la.
I put it on because I thought my daughter would like the animals in it,
Yeah.
and she did. But then I ended up watching the whole thing, and I was like, I really like Babe. It's a good ass movie. And at the end, when like all the sheep walk in there, and the farmer Hoggett is so proud of Babe, and he's like, "That'll do, pig." I'm just like, what a great ending. I don't think anybody else is in the room, but I was really enjoying Babe.
I don't know why, but
Your daughter's asleep.
I don't know why, but the one thing that stands out the most from Babe that it still sticks with me is that every single title card is so animated, except for like the one in the middle where they just say, "A sad day."
Yeah.
Did the director of Mad Max do Babe? Or did he only do the second one?
Produced the first one.
I was going to say, he did one of them.
I think he directed Pig in
Okay.
the City, which
Wow.
is so weird. And then he also did Fury Road.
He did all of them.
Oh, yeah. But it's just so weird that it's like so close
I think he's
together.
done a bunch of weird movies. Like
He did
George
Happy
Miller.
Feet, too.
Yeah, I think George Miller is like one of those directors where he's done pretty much everything you can ever think of.
Yeah. But not
Christ.
that many movies. He's
No.
only done like maybe
Yeah.
8 at the most.
Yeah.
But they're all over
A
the board.
smattering of everything, yeah.
Yeah, he's got like multiple personality disorders and shit.
Almost did a Justice League movie.
Yeah.
Like, was ready to film.
I was pumped for that because it was like when I was in
Couldn't
college.
be any worse than what we got.
And it was like I saw the casting list and I was like, oh my god, I'm getting so pumped for this movie. And then it just never happened. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and like
writers-
for a dumb reason. It just like some little like offhanded thing just threw a wrench in the whole production, and then
Yeah.
it was done.
I thought the writer's strike killed it too.
It might have been, but
Yeah,
like
but-
everything was ready to go. And now, like in the last year, they've been releasing all these like set photos and costume sketches, and it looks great.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
damn it, I would have loved to see that.
Yeah, they were just gonna go jump right into a full-on like Justice League movie.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you should have.
Uh,
They did. I'm also been deep into some Nola Batman.
ooh,
Yeah, Doom That Came to Gotham. A little bit of that. A little bit
bat
of
ear.
yeah. Doing a little bit of Gotham by Gaslight. A little bit of that. That's what I've been into this last week.
I've been reading a bunch of Batman myself.
I bet.
As you know, I still found some time to finish up the book, The Auteur,
Yeah.
from Ani Press.
Uh-huh.
It is one of the funniest fucking comics I've ever read.
Yeah?
Like I loved it. Joel, you would like it.
Okay.
And you're not a comic guy, but it is just like really off-kilter, very offensive humor, but like just done so well. It's about this Hollywood producer that just makes like shit movies, and he decides he wants to make this like piece of art out of a horror flick. So he gets a convicted murderer off death row to be his like consultant on set, and then that guy just goes and starts killing people on set.
Yeah.
And he also falls in love with this girl and starts making the movie around like her to try to like win her over. And it's just amazing. It is
God.
so fucking funny. The artwork's great. Like, can't recommend it enough.
It's on Comixology.
Yeah, if you if you have their Unlimited, they have that, and they have a sequel which I haven't read yet. But I read them on Comixology, and then I went and bought them both in print.
Okay.
'Cause I had to own it.
Maybe I'll get it in print if you have it such high praise.
Yeah, it's good. It's Rick Spears, I believe, is
Okay.
the writer.
Solid.
Yep.
Well, JT,
Yeah.
if people want to talk to Rick Spears and you, where could they do that?
Well, I don't know Rick Spears, but they can talk to me at Bucky for Everyone on Twitter, also Bucky for Everyone on Instagram, and he went out Bucky for Everyone on Snapchat. Troy!
You can find me at Troy to the Max on Twitter. You can find both me and JT at Review Pod on Twitter. You can also find all of our episodes uploaded onto Facebook.com/reviewpod, and all of our new episodes are uploaded obviously on our hosting site reviewpod.podbean.com. But if you don't want to listen there, that's perfectly fine, because we got a myriad of other places where you can listen. If you're listening to it right now, you're doing something right. But we're also on Stitcher, Google Podcast, Alexa devices, Spotify. We're on Spotify. And Apple Podcasts. If you're an Apple Podcast user, you can rate and subscribe there, because if you like the show, that helps other people find the show too. If you got something long-winded to say, we got a Gmail at reviewpod@gmail.com.
Yes. Also, our flashback episode for Monday, where we're going to revisit, since aliens are so close to Predator, we're going to revisit the latest outing of Aliens, Alien Covenant.
Oh, God.
We loved it. Spoiler alert, we loved Alien Covenant.
Me too, right?
Actually, Troy does read a message you sent him about how you may have liked it more than us. You did like it more than us.
Ah, shoot.
But no, that'll be a fun one, because I for sure get angry during it.
Ooh, I don't remember that review too much at all. I remember not liking the movie so much. But
We saw it together. I had a good time. Actually, we got a beer bucket, and I think I left the theater trashed. I think I had 5 beers over the course of that movie.
all right.
And then went home and just pissed a bunch.
What a great story.
Just a bunch.
So yeah, on Monday, check out our review only of the latest outing of Alien.
Yeah, Alien Covenant, our flashback episode.
JHD, if people want to reach you on the internet,
Well, I'm on Imperious Rex. Is it Imperious Rex Show, or is it Imperious
Rex Show?
Imperious Rex Show at Twitter?
Yeah.
No, at Imperious Rex Show on Twitter.
Yeah.
Or Imperious Rex Show at gmail.com.
Sweet deal.
That's it.
So hit them up.
Hit 'em up, y'all. Hit 'em up.
Hit 'em up. Hit 'em up. I don't even know if that's a song. But so that's gonna do it for this show. Next week we have
Predators. The end.
Predators, and that's the end of Preda-tember.
The end of Thank God.
Is it the end or is it just the beginning? I guess you'll have to watch, find out.
That's true. That's what.
No,
Dave
it's
said.
the end. I'm sick of Predators, guys. Guys,
Well, you're not going to be happy with the ending. I'll tell you that much.
yeah. Guys,
got me,
this has been fun, but I
Jonesing.
wanna fucking talk about something else pretty soon.
I like that this was your idea. Too.
I know. I feel like I feel like a kid that thought it would be a good idea to eat all the ice cream.
I thought you were gonna say a kid that thought it'd be a good idea to play with his dad's gun.
Eat all the Aspergers.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Guys, I'm gonna eat all this ice cream. It's gonna be fun. And now we're at the end where I'm like, guys, I've had too much ice cream.
Yeah.
Let's stop.
Right there behind you.
But then after that, Troy, it's our test pilot.
Oh, sweet. We get to watch some shitty pilots.
First week in October, we're doing our test pilot episode.
Ooh, October sounds spooky.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Anything
real
spooky?
scary. We're gonna be watching a bunch of terrible network pilots.
Those are always fun. Just to shotgun
yeah.
like 5 new shows
Yeah.
and see which one's gonna take off and which one's gonna just flounder.
Yeah, I get Entertainment Weekly, and they had like a most recent fall TV issue. Everything looks like garbage.
Everything
Yeah.
always looks like
Why?
garbage.
I know.
Why
Yeah.
is there even TV? Why is there network TV?
The only
This
thing
like
is
shit.
that I'm bummed that the week after we do it is gonna be The Rookie, and I really wanted to watch that one because that one looks shitty as fuck.
Good.
Where it's Nathan Fillion as a rookie cop.
Jesus.
I wanted to see that one so bad.
You still can.
We might do like maybe that'll be like our mini. We'll do like a mini episode.
Okay. Just
To, like-
the Rookie.
There you go. Well, yeah, we'll do a mini episode on the pilot of The Rookie.
Oh my god.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Well,
Beyond that, I do have a list of TV shows, and they do look bad.
sweet. Send some over to me so I can.
I will.
Check 'em
Yeah,
out.
I'll message them to you. But yeah, there you go. Our test pilot in 2 weeks, and then it's Venom.
Oh,
That
God.
one is just sneaking up.
I
Yeah.
know. I thought I had way more
Beginning of
time
the,
for that.
Yeah, the beginning of the
Yeah.
month catches you off guard.
Yep.
Shit.
That's Venom, and then we're doing the original Halloween, and then we're
Ooh,
doing the
sweet.
new Halloween, and then
You ever seen
As we
Halloween
talked-
2?
yeah, I
great.
actually
It's
like
really
Halloween
good.
too. Yeah.
I'm a little bummed that the new Halloween
Yeah, they're-
retcons.
Yeah, and the
Halloween
only reason
2.
they're retconning it is because that's where they show that they're
brother
brother
and
and
sister.
sister, and they don't
Yeah.
want to do that.
Yeah, it's like, so?
Yeah,
Did you catch one of the latest trailers where they even say that they're not brother and sister in it?
yeah, they go out of their way to be like,
why are they so
Jesus.
adamant
Yeah.
about this?
Like, who
What's it matter?
cares?
they're not related. God damn it!
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's probably because they're going to have sex in it. They don't want it to be weird.
that makes sense.
It's like a Star Wars thing.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So there you go. We'll do the original Halloween, the new Halloween, and then from what we probably gathered tonight, Mandy.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there'll be flashback episodes thrown in there on Mondays too.
Of course.
Or anything that strikes
Or
our
yeah, if
fancy.
anything strikes your fancy, we might do the second season Iron Fist if Troy ever watches it.
Oh, don't do that, guys.
We'll get
I'm halfway through it. It sucks so fucking bad. I don't even know why I'm still watching it. I'm watching it just in case Troy watches it. That's what's that's all I'm
keep it in the
doing.
hook for as
It's
long
never
as I
a
can.
good way
Shit.
to live
Oh
your
my
life.
God.
Shit.
Well,
Troy will
Fuck.
Troy will watch the bare minimum.
that's true. I will do the bare minimum.
Fuck.
So we got all of that going on as well as our polls on Twitter. So hit those up there.
Yep.
Cast your votes for all the tourneys we got going on. and
Yeah.
stuff. But until next time, where we'll finish out Preda-tember. I've been short of the
Thank
Max
God.
Extreme.
JT3K.
And Ghost Hunter Dave, thanks for having me.
Yep, you're very welcome, Dave. You're welcome back anytime.
Can I talk about Predator?
Not anymore.
All right.
It's over. It's over. And we are off.